Hey witches, welcome back to my channel, Over the Hedge with the Wyld Wytch. Now for this video, I am going to make an Autumn Equinox loose incense blend. Now this incense, it does have quite a few ingredients, and if you don't have all of these ingredients, then I am going to give a second recipe at the end of the video with ingredients that you can find more at your local grocery store. You might even have these in your kitchen already. So like I said, this blend is it's a loose incense blend. Now you can grind it into a powder if you would prefer a powder, or if you want to make incense cones, you can use like a ritual water like this, or some kind of, if you don't have ritual water, you just have like some distilled water, then use it, and you can make cones out of this. But for this particular recipe, I'm going to do just a loose incense. Alright, so you need some kind of container to put your blend in so you can mix it up. And you want a mortar and pestle to be able to grind up anything that needs grinding. And I'm using essential oils. Now that is optional. You do not have to use them if you don't want to. Oh, I was charging my bowl because this little carrot bowl is what I'm going to use to mix my blend up. But let me show you this. I hope that you can see it. I got this crystal, and it's got some kind of bug inside of it, and it's got hairs like all around it. It's like some kind of flat critter, and it's like completely flat, but it's covered in these little hairs. I don't know what in the world this is, but I thought it was really cool, so I got it. And the energy of it, it's amazing. There's something else, I don't know if you can see right there, there's something else in it too. I'm not sure what it is, but anyway, all right, let's go ahead and get started. So the first ingredient is sage. Now you want to use 1 part sage. I do all equal, I do parts, and every part is equal. So if it's, if it's 1 part, you might use 1 tablespoon or 1 teaspoon or 1 desert spoon. It's up to you what you use. I don't really measure that often, but I know like my parts, I know about how much I use for this. Now this is about a teaspoon, like broke up, it would be considered about a teaspoon of each ingredient. And the only reason I use such a little amount is I will only use this incense blend on the Equinox, so that's why. I'm going to put some in here. This is white sage, so you want 1 part. Now whenever I crush this up a little bit, I put my intention into each herb that I use, or bark, resin, root, whatever it is that I'm using. I put my intention into it, and on each one, and then I also put my intention in at the very end when I mix everything together. So this blend is good for balance, harmony, is to give thanks, to release what no longer serves you. It's good for prosperity, luck, and protection. So we're going to dump it in here. All right, the next ingredient is passion flower. Again, I put my intention, oh, there it is. Alright, I put my intention in it while I grind it up a little. I'm not grinding it much, just a little, so I can put my intention into it as I do this. Now each one of these I've already put my intention in everything when I was getting everything together. The only thing I didn't is the myrrh. But that's because I needed to break some up. I didn't have it separated already. So you want, oh, you know what I need? You want 2 parts myrrh. So you want 1 part sage, 1 part passion flower, 2 parts myrrh. Now I do like to grind the myrrh up into a powder so it can blend in with all of the herbs. When I put the essential oils in there, it blends it together so good when it's in a powder. Like all the herbs get coated with the myrrh. And then I'm gonna put my energy into this. I'm filling it with intent. Okay, the next ingredient is rosemary. And you want 1 part rosemary. And whenever you grind herbs up, you don't have to like beat the hell out of it and put some deep elbow grease in it like when you're doing it. All you have to do is push down and twist. Push down and twist. Down and twist. Alright, next we have dried apple. And I'm going to leave these in chunks because I like to leave the fruit in chunks. They smell really good, so see, it's in little chips. Now this is dried apple. Put your intention in it and put it in. Alright, the next is 1 part dried orange peel. So I'm just breaking them into a little bit smaller pieces. I dehydrated these and I just cut the oranges up in slices and dehydrated them. So I'm just breaking them up in smaller pieces. Okay, so the next thing you want, honeysuckle. No, what did I, oh, there it is. You want 1 part honeysuckle. If you don't have honeysuckle, then you can substitute chamomile if you would like. the next thing is cloves. What did I do with them? Okay, here they are. Alright, so with the cloves, I do half a part. So all these other ones I've been doing 1 or 2 parts. For cloves, I do half. Now these I'm just tapping so they break down a little bit. Then I'm going to put pressure and stir. Twist. Pressure and twist. And then they're done. Okay, so that is all of the herbs that we're using. So now I'm going to take my little stirring wand. It's got an amethyst tip, but my husband made this for me, and I like to stir my mixtures with it. So I'm infusing it with the energy of this amethyst along with my energy. So I let the energy travel through me, through my hand, out into this wand. And I'm putting that intent the whole time I'm stirring. I'm putting that intent for the purpose I want this blend to achieve. Alright, so once you have that, you're going to blend it up. You can put your essential oils in if you're using essential oils. So the first one that I'm using is cedar wood, 3 drops. Okay, the next oil I'm going to use is benzoin resin, and that's going to be 3 drops. Alright, now I'm going to use 2 drops pine, and that Scotch pine is what I'm using. Alright, and the last I'm going to use vetiver. Now I'm only using 1 drop of vetiver essential oil because vetiver is so strong and it can overpower your blends. Because it is strong. Now I love vetiver. I love the smell of it. It's very, very grounding, and it's very grounding and balancing, centering to me. Like, I really like it, but you know, I'm only using 1 drop because I would like to smell these other scents coming through as well. So 1 drop is all we're going to use with it. All right, now so let me find my spoon. Now I stir it with my magic spoon because I don't want to get my little wand, I don't want the essential oils to get on it. Right, so we blend this good. You want to mix those oils in with every bit of this incense blend that you've got, the herbal part of it. You want to make sure the essential oils coats everything. So you stir it up really good. And while you're stirring this, put that intention into it again. I'll put my energy, just push it in there. guys. Trying to get my little container. Alright, so after you get everything mixed up, you want to put it in something. Well, let's see. I'm going to put it in that. Hold on just a second. I forgot that that little container was lined, and I don't want to use it with it having a lining. So I grabbed a little metal container. See, we're gonna use this. See, it's just a metal container. But before I use it, I'm going to clean it really fast. It won't take but just a second. But you can go ahead and put your blend in your container, whatever you're gonna put it in. You want it to be an airtight container. I leave it on my altar overnight. Now for this blend, since I do have a little while before the autumn equinox, then I will leave it on my altar until then, and every day I will put more intention into it. Every day, every time I walk by it and see it, I'll stop, pick it up, and put that intention into it. Fill it with energy every time. Alright, so I've got that cleaned. Now I'm going to just put it in here. It smells so good. Alright, and we've got our blend. Yum. Alright guys, I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, please click that little like button. And if you would like to see a autumn equinox oil and an autumn equinox spray, then check out my other videos. I will make sure to put the link in the description box below. I hope everyone has a wonderful evening, morning, night, whatever time it is, depending on where you live. Until next time, fly high, witches. Peace, homies. Well, I'm back. I forgot one of the ingredients in the incense blend that we just made, and I also forgot to give you the second recipe. So I want to go ahead and do that. Okay, in the incense blend we just made, I forgot to tell you guys to add 1 part cinnamon. That is 1 part cinnamon. Okay, for the second blend, you want 2 teaspoons of dried apple, 2 teaspoons of orange peel, 1 teaspoon of rosemary, 1 teaspoon of cinnamon, a 1/2 teaspoon nutmeg, 1 teaspoon cloves, 1 teaspoon oak leaves, and 1/2 teaspoon allspice. That is the second recipe. Now you can also add essential oils if you would like clove, cinnamon, orange, chamomile. Any of those would be perfect. Alright, I hope that you have a good night, and sorry that I forgot to give you that one ingredient and this one. Alright, I hope you fly high, witches. Until next time, peace, homies.